Welcome to San Francisco. In this video, I am going to give you a brief rundown on the sights and attractions in the city. With over 40 attractions to cover, we have broken our complete guide to San Francisco video into two parts. This video is part 1 of our complete guide to San Francisco, and covers over 20 attractions and tourist locations on the western side of the city. San Francisco sits at the northern point of the southern headland of the San Francisco Bay. The western side of the city faces the Pacific Ocean and the northern extremities of the bay. Be sure to look for part 2 of our complete guide to San Francisco, which covers over 20 attractions on San Francisco's eastern side. Because we have a lot to cover, let's jump right in and start with a look at the southwestern attractions. These include the Painted Ladies, the Haight-Ashbury District, and the Golden Gate Park. The houses known as the Painted Ladies were built in the 1800s. They are symbolic of the prosperity of the city during the Gold Rush era. The houses are painted in 3 or more pastel colors that embellish or enhance their architectural details. For $30, the owner of the Blue House offers 90-minute tours at 4 p.m. daily. The district at the corner of Haight and Ashbury Streets became famous in 1967 when tens of thousands of American youths, sometimes referred to as flower children, moved into the area to celebrate the Summer of Love, which was designed to promote peace, love, and freedom of expression. Today the area is home to shops, restaurants, and murals. Golden Gate Park is 3 miles, just under 5 kilometers long, and about half a mile, or 1 kilometer, wide. This makes it 174 acres bigger than Central Park in New York. The park is home to a number of surprising attractions, and if you want some extra exercise, you can even rent a rowboat on the lake. It is the 3rd most visited urban park in the United States, with an estimated 24 million visitors annually. The attractions in Golden Gate Park include an Anglers Club, the Botanical Gardens, the California Academy of Science, the De Young Museum, the Conservatory of Flowers, a Japanese tea garden, the Bison Paddock, the Legion of Honor, and historic windmills. The Golden Gate Angling Club pools are open in the park for people to practice their casting technique, with tips from members, free of charge. The San Francisco Botanical Garden has more than 8,000 varieties of plants, over 55 acres of landscaped gardens, and open spaces. It costs $15 to enter the gardens. With an entry fee of around $40, the California Academy of Sciences is quite expensive, but a tour takes well over 2 hours. It is one of the largest museums of natural history in the world, with over 46 million specimens. Other special exhibits in the Academy include a rainforest under a glass dome, an aquarium, a planetarium, and the penguin habitat. Although in a new building, the De Young is San Francisco's oldest museum. It showcases international contemporary art from the Americas, Africa, Oceania, as well as textile arts and costumes. Entry to the museum costs $20. This also includes same-day access to the Legion of Honor Museum, which has over 6,000 years of ancient and European art. The Conservatory of Flowers, which opened in 1879, is the oldest building in Golden Gate Park. It houses some 1,700 species of aquatic and tropical plants. Entry to the Conservatory of Flowers costs around $35 and includes entry to the Japanese Tea Garden and the Botanical Garden. The Japanese Tea Garden was created in 1894 and is the oldest public Japanese garden in the United States. It covers 3 acres of manicured plants, cherry trees, small waterfalls, ponds, bridges, and calming landscapes. It costs about $18 to visit the garden. The Bison Paddock has a small herd of bison roaming freely in the park. There is no cost to see the bison, who are cared for by the San Francisco Zoo. The windmills in the park were built in the early 1900s to pump water for the lawns and gardens. This is now done with electric pumps. The northwestern headland area of the San Francisco Bay holds some of the city's most iconic landmarks, including the Presidio, Walt Disney Museum, the Palace of Fine Arts, the Golden Gate Bridge, Alcatraz Island, and north of the city is Muir Woods. The Presidio is a 1,500-acre former military base. It has been reborn as part of the Golden Gate National Recreation Area, at the southern end of the Golden Gate Bridge. The Presidio parklands contain restaurants, forests, meadows, and beaches. The tunnel tops in the Presidio is an area of parklands built over the roadway tunnels. This allows unhindered access from the Presidio to the beaches. The refurbished red brick military buildings at the Presidio are now restaurants, hotels, and attractions, including the Walt Disney Family Museum. The Walt Disney Family Museum costs $25 to enter and showcases the journey of Walt and Roy Disney in establishing their empire. The museum is not part of the Disney Corporation and is run by members of the Disney family. The Palace of Fine Arts on the edge of the Presidio was originally built in 1915 as an ancient Roman building. It has had some remodeling since it was first built. The palace is free to visit and now serves as a function center and theater. The 1 3/4 mile, or 2,800-meter long Golden Gate Bridge was opened in 1937. At the time was the longest and the tallest suspension bridge in the world. The Golden Gate Bridge Welcome Center in the Presidio is filled with merchandise and historical information. Sometimes the bridge can be shrouded in fog, making viewing difficult. Usually this fog has burnt off by the afternoon, offering clearer views of the structure. At this point, can I ask you two things? If you have any extra information that will help others, please add a comment. And if you find this video helpful in any way, please give us a like. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to our channel, and we will give you the lowdown on other places that you might be interested in exploring. Alcatraz Island is 1 1/4 miles, or 2 kilometers, offshore. It was originally developed as a lighthouse and military facility in the 1800s. It then became a federal prison between 1934 and 1963. Ferries for Alcatraz leave from Pier 33 every half hour. The trip to the island takes 15 minutes. These tours are popular, and it is best to book tickets in advance. The tour is wheelchair accessible, but wheelchairs cannot be hired on-site. A tour of the island costs $50 and includes the round-trip ferry ride, access to outdoor historic spaces on the island, and admission to buildings and exhibits on the island, including the Alcatraz Cell House. About 12 miles, or 19 kilometers, north of San Francisco is Muir Woods National Monument. The 550-acre park has old-growth redwood trees that are from 500 to over 1,000 years old. Entry to the park costs $15, but there are additional parking and shuttle fees. The wharf area of San Francisco begins with those on the northwestern shore. This area includes the Hyde Street Pier, which houses the Maritime Museum, Ghirardelli Square, and the World War II submarine, USS Pomponito. The Maritime Museum is on Hyde Street Pier. Prior to the Golden Gate Bridge opening, this pier was the terminal for automobile ferries, and was part of US Route 101. The pier is the dock for a number of tall historic sailing ships. Entry to the pier is free, but there is a fee for boarding the ships. Entry to the Maritime Museum itself costs $15. Ghirardelli Square is a retail and dining complex, which was originally the Ghirardelli Chocolate Company factory. It is considered a must-visit for chocolate lovers. Ghirardelli chocolate is now owned by Lindt Chocolates. Next door to the Hyde Street Pier, on Pier 45, is the USS Pampanito. This is a World War II submarine that was responsible for sinking 6 enemy ships. A tour of the submarine costs $25. Well, there we have just a taste of some of the main sights and attractions of the western side of San Francisco. This part of San Francisco has so much to offer, and I may have missed some places. I've only had time to give a glimpse of these attractions, and I am sure you will find more in-depth information on those that appeal to you. There are some excellent links below to help with this. Part 2 of our complete guide to San Francisco covers over 20 attractions on San Francisco's eastern side. Hopefully you will enjoy your time here and take home some lifelong memories.